The women activists are calling for a unitary government in order to avert what they say is looming unrest in the country. Addressing the media at their offices in Tinda today afternoon, the women activists condemned the continued mass deployment of the armed forces on the streets of Kampala and nearby areas, saying this continues to build anger amongst the population, especially for those that lost in the concluded elections. According to women, a good percentage of votes that were not counted, plus those who were denied chance to vote, sum up to 50%, forming a baseline for a coalition government.
At least a minimum percentage, half of this country, 50%, who literally do not agree with who you would want to say were in the opposition. So doesn't this government, does any sane Ugandan would want to desire to see that all these people come together and work for the good of this country? So if there is any attempt for us to have a coalition, a place where both those that support the opposition and those that support the current regime or system can come together to work together for the good of this country, we have no problem with that.
And you can see now President Museveni is determined more than ever to really release fire on us. Because somebody who says that we eliminate all opposition, what does that mean? And he exercises it. He puts it in practice by putting all these machines, all these people in town. We are fearing to go to town. So we are saying, and if the opposition is also saying, well, they cheated us, they will also see us. I mean, this is fire. We cannot have this fire in this land. It is not worth it. It is not necessary. And that's what we are saying. There is a need for humility.
Those people, actually, the men of the election officials are biased against NRM. I know it. You have heard, they are saying that Museveni got 61%. But actually we got something like 66. All these 5% of the votes spoiled are NRM votes.
The women have called upon President Museveni to refrain himself from using tough language. Last week, the president, and even just yesterday, sounded bitter, warning to clash the opposition.
Last night I heard him on TV saying they are rats. The permanent secretaries are rats. The cows are rats. And Simanyi, the chairperson of Gombororas, are rats. And I heard him saying opposition is completely useless. And for goodness sake, fellow Ugandans, don't we all know that we don't think the same, that God created us differently, that we must have alternative thinking, that the reason why democratic governance do exist is the recognition of the fact that we think alternatively?
And elections are meant to be a civil process. It's a civil exercise in democracy. But in spite of that, all of us are witnesses that this 2016 election has been marked by heavy deployment of thousands of regular military and auxiliary police personnel in Kampala.
All those tell them that they are talking rubbish. I've told them politely that the problem of elections in Uganda is not the Electoral Commission. It has been the problem of technology.
The women did not spare the Electoral Commission for the several mischiefs that characterized the February 18th presidential and parliamentary elections, including late delivery of polling materials, as for the case of Kampala.